Shut up. Jameson,
like the whiskey.
Just like the whiskey. Well, that's a tough act to follow. All right. My dad's been married 36 years. He has 2 grandchildren that are here. 2 sons in the military. Growing up, I heard stories about his playing days, how he received a scholarship to Navy, how he walked on to Auburn's football program, and how he's part of some powerhouse Davidson football teams, and how he scored 3 touchdowns in a single game as an underclassman. He told me about this casually. He mentioned that he ate pancakes for breakfast before the game and then went on to score a few touchdowns. He told me this as I was eating pancakes before my football game when I was a kid. Like a kid needs extra motivation to eat pancakes, but they did taste a little sweeter dreaming about those touchdowns. He told me he spoke with a certain reverence in his voice when he brought up Davidson, and that undoubtedly is because of football. He was pretty humble though. Most of the stories were told by my Aunt Beth and Uncle Greg, but I can tell you what kind of player he probably was from how he approached sports as a father. He had a passion for the game when he coached me at St. Dominic's. He never put too much pressure on me. It was just fun. My classmates had fun playing for him, and I was always confident that he knew what he was doing. He made a handful of last-second game-winning coaching decisions. He was a great leader. He coached me and my brother in basketball, baseball, and football, and my sister in basketball. He coached me right over there at Matthews Park. I started out as a nerdy kid, one of the worst players on the team. The other kids had already been playing a few years. So he saw I took an interest in it and started taking me to the batting cages 5, sometimes 7 times a week. 2 years later, I made the All-Star team. That was a bonding experience with my father, and what son doesn't like that? That's a lesson I take with me to this day. It shows how far hard work, persistence, patience, and with his help and tutelage, how far you can come. I think about this when I start a new job, start a new project. I'm sure him and my grandfather shared those types of experiences, and I'm grateful that he passed that down. I'm sure the type of work we put in at Matthews Park, he put in as a player here at Davidson. My aunts, uncles, family, we don't get together like we used to. I don't hear the casual stories, the casual mention of Davidson football. And I was surprised when he called me up and asked me to do this, and I'm sure he was surprised to receive this honor. He's pretty special. This is a special honor. And from the class of 74, tight end number 86, Michael Crabtree.
Yes, you're right. Thanks, bud. That was pretty good. I didn't expect that.
I wish I would have prepared something and I didn't have to follow Johnny. But let's just say football was something that I love being a football player, but I didn't really, it's not something I talked about or something that I, let other people know or whatever. It's just something inside of me. It made me feel good about myself. And I'll tell you a little bit about Davidson back in those days. Our freshman year, people have brought it up, but they started busing, and they started busing at Murphy High School. And so there was kind of a flight from Murphy, and everybody came to Davidson. So the first day of freshman football, 120 guys out there trying out for the football team. And we ran wind sprints for about 2.5 hours, hoping that some guys would quit and they wouldn't have so many guys the next day. And when we came back the next day, I guess everybody thought the other guy was going to quit because 120 guys showed up. And I was able to be the quarterback of the freshman team. And I guess I was okay, but I wasn't that good because they went and recruited Johnny Barbado to replace Todd. I remember that spring we were up there practicing. We practiced on the hill where the new building is, and the varsity was down there on the field. And the trainer came jogging up and asked me and Earl McLean told us to go down to the big field. And we did. And we were the only 2 sophomores down there. And I got to, coach yelling at me was Coach Bootsy Larson. And Coach Larson was a longtime head coach at McGill-Tulane. And he got me in a 3-point stance, and I had to work some kind of tight end drills. They didn't tell me I was going to be a tight end. They didn't